So you have to know what your A, B, and C are. So here in this example, my A is 2, my B is -5, my C is -3. And then we find the value of A times C. So we do 2 times -3, which is what? -6. Okay. And this is where you then get to play the X game, because it says step 2, determine two values that multiply to equal AC and add to equal B. So multiply to get me -6 and add to get me -5. And I'll do the signs in this one. Multiply, add. This is what you saw in Delta Math yesterday, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully you practiced a little bit with finding two numbers. So now take it some time and try and figure those out. We always forget about the 1. What are my two numbers?
-6 and 1.
-6 and 1. I will do this in blue. -6, +1 are my two numbers that multiply to -6 and add to -5. And this is where it gets a little confusing. You're going to use those two numbers to split up the BX term. So they go in the middle. I am looking right here. Do you see how this is structured? I'm just going to highlight it so you see it. The first term stays the same. The last term stays the same. You replace what's in the middle. So I'll try and like color code for you so you can see it. I keep 2x squared at the beginning. I keep -3 at the end. And in the middle, I replace with -6x, +1x. They have to have x's because they are replacing this middle term, -5x. Okay, step 4, split the expression in half, like literally. Cut it down the middle. Divide out the GCF of each group. GCF in math means greatest common factor. All it means is what's the biggest thing that it can divide by. So you look one side at a time, look at the left side. Here, 2x squared minus 6x. What can both 2 and 6 divide by?
2.
Good job. And what else do these have in common? X. So that means that my greatest common factor in my GCF is 2x. Try to do it clearly. And if I divide out a 2x, which I'll show more clearly probably in the next example, I would get, okay, 2x times x would get me 2x squared, like if I distribute back out. And 2x times what would get me -6. It would have to be -3 to get back to what you have right here in blue. And you repeat that on the right side. Look at the right. 1 and -3, what do they divide by? 1. Just 1. You have to have something, so it does need to be 1 plus 1. And then if you have to multiply back out, again, it would have to be 1 times x is 1x. 1 times -3 is -3. Try and follow with me. I'm trying to color code for you. So the two black ones that you see up there, 2x plus 1, those are my GCFs, and they go together. And then the parentheses here that you see that is the same, okay, this is not a coincidence. Do you see how they are the same? X minus 3, x minus 3. That should happen if you've done it correctly. So my other factor here is x minus 3. You are not done until you put the two parentheses side by side. On number 1, we want to identify our A, B, and C. So A is 4, here's B, and here is C. Okay, so C is -3, but what is B? 1. Okay, so we need to multiply A times C. A times C is 4 times -3, or -12. And this is where you go to do the X game. You need to find two numbers that multiply to -12, but add to B. So that is your 1. So multiply to -12, add to 1. Can you take a few moments at your table, try and figure that out? Okay, we should have -4 and 3, right? Okay, I'm going to do this in blue. So negative 4 times 3 gets me negative 12. Negative 4 plus 3 gets me, wait, I did that wrong. Thank you. Psych. Okay. So let's change it to positive 4, negative 3. Better? Okay, sorry. Good catch. 4 plus negative 3 is positive 1. So now, maybe pause for a second. Don't write anything down for a second, because I'm going to write out, keep my first term the same, 4x squared. My last term stays the same, minus 3. And I am replacing what's in the middle. So I'm going to put blanks here. Blank, blank. Because I'm replacing the 1x with the two numbers I just found. So 4x and negative 3x. Okay, you can write it down. At this point, when you have 4 terms, you split it down the middle, right down the middle. And you factor each side. So we're trying to find, look at the left side for me, 4x squared plus 4x. What can those both divide by? 4. And what else do they have in common? X. So you would do 4x, bring it out. And then what you're actually doing, guys, is dividing by that. So we're divide each term. I'm going to do it kind of small. Divide each term by 4x. If that is an easier way for you to think about it, you can still think of it in terms of multiplication if that helps you. Like 4x times x would get me 4x squared. But if I'm dividing, that gets me 4 divided by 4 is 1. And then if I took away 1x, subtract, you'd have 1 left over. Okay, but then your other term, 4x divided by 4x, would get me 1. And you can think of it in terms of multiplication. If I'm trying to multiply back, 4x times 1 would get me this 4x. Okay. Okay, repeat that. Look at your other side. What do these both divide by? Negative 3 and negative 3. It is 3, but you would want to go ahead and do negative 3 because we want the first variable in the parentheses to be positive. So do a negative 3. And then if I divide each of those terms by negative 3. Oh, why did I not do an x? Yeah, the last one doesn't have it, right? Okay. So this is what you need to notice. The first GCF will have 1, the second one will not. If I divide by negative 3, that means that this is going to be 1x, and the other one will just be 1. Do they match? Yes, huzzah, you've done it right. So put your GCFs together. I have more space here, so I'll draw arrows this time. Your GCFs go together in one parentheses, 4x minus 3. The one that's the same is your other parentheses, x plus 1. So notice we have the GCF, GCFs, and then same. Just trying to explain it out a little bit more. You have to have them side by side if it's your final answer. If you were to FOIL this or distribute it back out, it would get you back to 4x squared plus 1x minus 3. Negative 60, negative 11. Check what you have. You should be multiplying to negative 60 and adding to negative 11. This is kind of a tricky one. So if you are not sure, like besides the obvious factors of 60, then you can guess and check in a calculator, like divide by 1, divide by 2, divide by 3, divide by 4, until you figure it out. You should have one number that's positive and one number that's negative. Don't wait for me to do it for you. Actually try and figure it out. My last hour, I think, yeah, Caleb Ford has asked me, does it matter what order I put these numbers in? No, it doesn't. You could do negative 15 and 4. It really doesn't matter. It's up to you. Whatever feels right. That's what Rowan said, so that's what I wrote down. So now we'll do 6x squared at the beginning, negative 10 at the end, and replace what's in the middle. They should have variables because they're replacing the negative 11x plus 4x minus 15x. Then you can split it right down the middle. Look at the left side. What can 6 and 4 both divide by? 2. And you would go ahead and take on x as well, because I have that in common, because we're towing the greatest common factor. So 2x. And if I divide each of these terms by 2x, if that helps you, then it would need to be 2x times 3x. And then what would my second term have to be? 4 divided by 2. Give me 2. So divide it out if that helps you, or just think about your multiplication. Look at your second half. I don't know what's going on there. Look at your second half. What can you divide by on the right side? 5, but do you see how you're negative? It's negative 15x. So then you would want to do a negative 5. And if you divide by negative 5 on both terms, I'll write it out just a little bit small. That would give me positive 3x and positive 2. And you see that they match, so huzzah, you have done it right. So that's one of my parentheses, and then the GCFs give me the other. 2x minus 5. You would be done. If you want to know if you're right, then you would FOIL it back out and see if it gets you back to 6x squared minus 11x minus 10.